I never thought I'd have cancer at the age of 37. And when I first found out, I used to ask myself, why? Why me? I don't anymore.
As a friend, co-worker, and breast cancer survivor, I had a bond with Sara from the beginning. I remember the shock of being told that I had breast cancer, and the fears, the tears, the disbelief, the questions, and the panic. And I especially remember losing my hair. So I sewed up some fleece caps for Sara and gave them to her for when she lost her hair. And Sara is an inspiration. She's inspired me and many other co-workers. She's a fighter, she's a warrior, and she is a breast cancer survivor.
I first met Sara Beikman when I started at Clay County Medical Center as a ward clerk, working nights. When we heard that she was sick and that she was going to have to go through chemotherapy and that it was, it's going to make her sick, she's going to lose her hair, all that sort of thing. Several of us wanted to just express our appreciation for her, our respect and admiration.
Sara Beikman inspires me and has inspired me. She was my clinical instructor here at Clay County Medical Center. Even through this time, it was amazing to me that Sara still allowed me to be in there with her, even though we had known each other for a while at that point. Just that she let me in on that private moment of her life. And I saw her cry, and I never thought I would see Sara cry. She continued to keep teaching clinical. She continued to work doing what she loved.
Been friends with Sara Beikman for the last 9 years. Inspired many of us co-workers. She encouraged many of us to do monthly breast exams and to get mammograms. She had a positive attitude through it all.
I talked to Sara the first day she was diagnosed, and I was very scared. And for her to work and do the clinical rotations while going through treatment was incredible. And she truly is still an inspiration because she still is in it 100% for not only the hospital, but for the support of her fellow co-workers and support of the physicians.
Sara Beikman is one of those people, and as you go through her story and you look at all the things that have happened to her and how she's responded to those and what the healthcare system and the technology has meant for that, you'll see that you have a very powerful person with a very powerful story.
My friend Sara Beikman was an inspiring nurse long before we found out she had breast cancer. She's always been very motivated and very inspiring working with young mothers. I had the misfortune of getting to tell her at age 37 that she had breast cancer. And her response since that time has been every bit more inspiring and amazing as she's continued to use her illness to teach nursing students, to support other patients in the hospital that are going through cancers and rough diseases, and to just continue to be a good friend and good colleague to all of us who work with her.
I really appreciate when he came over in person to tell me the news about my breast cancer, and I knew when he walked over there with that piece of paper in his hand that it was probably not good news. And when he pulled me into the room, I could see tears in his eyes a little bit, and I knew that it wasn't good. And I really appreciated the fact that I just wasn't a number, and that he took the time to come over there and talk to me.
It's always a challenge taking care of people that you care about and trying to remain scientific and objective. But Sara came to her appointment that year with the question about should I have any kind of screening for breast cancer. And the more we talked, the more I felt like it might be a good idea just to get some baseline data, even though she was younger than the usual recommended guidelines. And it really brought to light that guidelines are still just guidelines, and sometimes we need to make decisions based on other judgments, and sometimes just doing what we think is right. Whatever powers that be led us to make appropriate choices and come to a knowledge of the situation in a timely fashion.